From Kenya, say Ahafo. Good old brother, Kwame Opoku Frimpong. Eric Aponati will be in the maze somewhere. Esther Yoku will be in the maze. Rita Yoku will be in the maze. And good old Mami Yoku is also listening. Vivian in Lashibi, good evening. Bogbila of West Hills Mall. Don't get us started on West Hills Mall. Well, folks, we start the way we start. Well, folks, until the lions have their own historians, the tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. And you know, I'll say that again. Folks, I said until the lions have their own historians, the tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. Hello and welcome to the most opinionated hour on radio and the nation's thought-provoking hour. I am Nana Nsakwao, the fourth chief of the Little Republic of Akwemu Edumasa, and I say thank God it's a Monday. Folks, I say thank God it's Monday, another ritual, a perfect opportunity to meet up as Ghanaians, a good opportunity to drop our labels, come together for the good of nation, right here on Joy99.7 FM and also on YouTube. You know, you can go to YouTube and do That's My Opinion, and definitely you can pick up some of all the old good topics that you've missed. You get them on YouTube. Well, folks, this is a ritual that I call That's My Opinion. So let's all come together and make truth good. Our topic today, false sense of entitlement. False sense of entitlement. Now, today I'll try and cut to the chase. Now, I know there's a wave of unending sense of entitlement across the nation, but I'm referring to a particular one. I believe if we are able to wipe that out, we will create a nation of positive wave of good ethics, good time management, learning to prioritize well. We will become more aware of waste. We would value what we have, make good decisions based on sound judgment. That these are the qualities that young men and women being trained for the world of work must have. There's no argument about that. Women and men being trained to come and take over the reins of nation, come to the world of work, must have these qualities. Folks, I strongly believe that senior secondary school should be where you are prepared for the world of work. By the time one finishes SSS, one should be employable. You should be employable. Have some sense of, waking up and turning up early and looking smart and, doing your chores and, being accountable. Tertiary institutions should prepare you for the advanced world of work. Because obviously if you come from SS, you can't go and say, I want to be a doctor. But somehow you should be able to fit somewhere new. But when you finish university, you'll be down an advanced stage and you can come out as a doctor or whatever it is that you want to do, highly skilled. Folks, the false sense of entitlement I'm talking about. And I sometimes hear what you may call, I have a testimony. young man or woman in a university comes up to a podium and narrates what is supposed to be a sorry story of how they have had to work hard to see themselves through tertiary institute. And you can hear the response in the crowd. Oh, Mabo, well done to you. And that's a very sad story. Folks, right from the top to the bottom of our social ladder, there's this thing where people have not earned, but seem to think they are entitled to whatever those who have earned deserve. Folks, I said right from the top to the bottom of our social ladder, there is this thing where people have not earned, but seem to think they are entitled to whatever those who have earned deserve. Nti ote ha onye hwe, but obi ti ho wae bibi, nti yama ne car, ensumi pe car ni bi, but onye de oye car no, edwuma no ye no onye bi, but no. Once he've gotten a car, I also deserve a car. Folks, it's very sickening from the top when you have article this bracket and article that bracket concocting all manner of benefits to themselves. Right down, folks, to the guy who kneels down on the road because you're in a half decent car. So you must give him something. He's entitled to something from you because you are in a half decent car. It's just so many baby. He kneels down on the road. Master, this, you must give me something. I'm entitled to it. But my focus today, folks, is on the youth. And I think we are missing a great opportunity to teach them the real lessons of life. We have to teach them that life is indeed hard, very hard, and extremely unfair. That's life. And we must prepare them for this reality. We have to teach them lessons of survival through legal means. We have to push them to their limits, to their wit's end. Get the best out of them. Resilience. Now, I don't know why, folks. I don't know why that, we don't push many of our tertiary, people who have come out of tertiary institutions, we don't push them, to do 6 months service or military training just to get used to, grooming, orderliness, above all discipline. From 6 months, you don't even have to shoot any gun, no. But that waking up in the morning, that regimental discipline, maybe 6 months, I don't know. If it work, maybe not all, but a great percentage should be able to, get that and come out. Maybe they'll say anybody who wants to work in the government sector should have 6 months military training. If you want to go to the private sector and by force, we are now. I'm just suggesting, but something that gives them some zeal. That zeal, orderliness, discipline. Folks, back to the testimony thing. Folks, a university student will say he has a sad story to share, or how it is that he was able to see himself through university. So you hear things like, I was a carver, and so on days that we had no lessons, I'll go and carve some little statuettes and sell them to tourists who come around, make some money, and go back to school. Oh, I sell phone cards, so I'll go early in the morning, rush hour, take advantage, and then come back to school in the evening, rush back again to take advantage so I can make some money. And so there was a lady that had a shop in the market, so I had to go to the market to help her in the shop so I can get some money. My own friend, I'm sure he's probably done by now, Seidu, in Winneba University of Education, he had to do his Okada to be able to see himself through school. Folks, I'm saying these are not sorry stories. This is what real life entails. And I wish, folks, a great majority of students will learn how to hustle any which way that's legal to make some money to keep themselves going. You must. My friend Nana, and the hostel fees naso, school fees naso. You can say so. Maybe it was 1,000 CDs. I've been able to get 300 or maybe 400. Help me with 600 but you just don't come say because the school fees naso minishi. Go and pay all. Meanwhile, you are not. You are an able being. You are an able being. So what's your excuse? Do something, weed somewhere, pull something, push something, go to somebody and say, look, I couldn't make all me say, so support me. Folks, you can't finish your first degree without lifting a finger. If you're lucky enough, you pass straight on to masters, and the only work you've ever done is the attachment required by the school. I think it's wrong for future leaders to think that because they had, they had earned their keep, it's a sad story worth telling, and that the whole world should feel sorry for them. How do you train leaders like that? That come out and say, it's not because Juma Kakranya be boy school teachers me a mobile just so be sumami. How do you train leaders like that? I think it's a big mistake. Folks, even the very few who are lucky to come from homes that can afford their keep, I think they should even do something. If for nothing at all, the discipline of work, the politics in work. Will be time when somebody doesn't like you at work, always reporting you. That's the reality of life that you have to build that resistance for. It's not always there. Fine, you come from a good home, but eventually you would come to the world. Eventually you will come to the world, and these are the things that you would face. Folks, where did this idea start from anyway? Because I don't know, we cannot copy from the West. And over there, right from primary school, you start looking for work, delivering newspaper or going to Mr. Patel's shop to help arrange the shop. So where from this elitist behavior? But now the argument is that our system does not give the kind of opportunities elsewhere. And the few jobs that are here, they pay so little that it's not even worth going to do it. And so if the jobs were there, the students will work. That's the argument. I think it's a fair argument. But folks, where are you looking for the jobs is also another question. The fact that you're studying to become a lawyer, the fact that you're studying to become a public administration or a public administrator, doesn't mean you should be in a law or a formal setting. Now that has been our major problem, where we think that certain jobs are beneath us because we have attained a higher level of education. Yet, folks, the same person who will not be a tiler's apprentice doesn't mind asking the tiler for help to finish school. Yet his money is good enough. But your money is good enough. Your work is beneath me. How does it work? Folks, how does it work? How do we connect the two? That you call a painter, Amachi, boy, make a crowd, and I mean, go to hear me school fees. But if Amachi says over the weekend, come because I've got some jobs that I need to do, so come and do the masking and stuff for me. No, painting, my dear, mean to me yet because I'm studying to become a lawyer. But if you go and do it and you get paid, give me some of the money to go and pay my fees. Folks, I had a friend who was studying to be a pilot, and he was doing deliveries round the clock. Pilot, but before then, delivery man. Before then, delivery man. Driving, delivery vans day and night to be able to fund it. So what do we see now, folks? Boys are scheming and scamming and gambling their way to fund themselves. Folks, girls are forced to do things which they ordinarily may not want to do. Whoever is financially sound enough to help, we are game. And they are all preparing themselves to take over the reins of the nation with a PhD in false entitlement. An attitude that says it must be given to me, period. I don't have to lift a finger. Once I'm alive, I should get it. Folks, I was having some stone tiling on the palace wall, really nice green stones that they put, under the building. Brings a lot of character. Anyway, 2 days before the guy finishes, his apprentice was left. So I found out why is it that he had left, and they said, oh no, he's at Cape Coast University and just comes to help when comes to work when he's on vacation, and had to go and do registration, which he had missed about 2 days because of the work, because they had to come all the way to the Masa to do it, so he had missed like 2 days. And I was so proud, and I wish I had met him before he left, so I would have really encouraged him. So he's in university, he's come, he's doing this stone tiling thing, sticking it on the wall, and whatever it is he would earn a decent wage, a respectable age. He's gone back to school. When school breaks, he will come back. Folks, before I go to the phones, you remember this during the COVID era, and there were parents who wouldn't send their wards to school because Nanado hasn't brought the nose mask. 2 cities, somewhere even 1 Ghana city, nose masks. You see a woman being interviewed, or she wiggle, what tall wig, and another care mass no many guys say baba. You meet somebody, he has a phone, he's bought credit, probably 5 CD, 10 CDs worth of units on the phone, and says, oh, you're trying presidencies on mass neba, you didn't call any because where did we get this attitude from? You can buy a wig and wear, and you're waiting for the government to give you 1 CD, 50 pesos to protect you. Come on, it's getting to rock bottom. So today I thought, let's discuss and find out where it comes from. How do we break this? How do we break it? That if you are in university, do anything, go to the market and be a head porter. Who cares? Something small. After all, it doesn't define you. When you get your graduates and you become a banker, you become an analyst, who's going to say that they're not going to come to you because when you were in school, you helped out at the market? But I think by that time you'll be making decisions based on sound footing. You've been in the world, you've seen how the world works, and the decisions you make, will be real and beneficial to all of us. So today I'm just thinking, how do we eliminate this false sense of entitlement and elitism? Well, it's 0302 216 541. Hello, and who's my first caller?
Hello, good morning. Good evening, Nana.
Good evening.
Yeah, my name is Abu Mohammed. I'm calling you from Japan.
Let me hear you, my brother.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think I made this statement before on the Super Money show, but I made it in a different context, that they should allow the military to take over for at least 6 months. So that's exactly what we are saying. People should be trained at least in the military for 6 months for discipline. You see, the only problem we have is that's not discipline. That is only problem. If we want to be disciplined, I tell you, everything will be okay. So we should be disciplined. I also have the opportunity to speak to my fellow colleagues in the mosque on Fridays once in a while. And I remember telling parents, allow the children also to learn some work. Because we are people who only learn the book. And because they are in the pocket of people, they are unable to tell the truth, because they will end up stepping on people's foot, because they don't have any skills. So much as children are going, you shouldn't only be book. Let the person also get some skills, learn something. If you are being made and somebody is a bank manager somewhere, the end result is money. So it's money that you want. So forget about whatever. At the end of the day, make sure you are doing something legally to get money. And people should also allow their children to learn skills, at least learn how to repair motor, do dialing and all that, so that at the end of the day you can be on your own legitimately. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you too, my brother. Thank you. 0302216541. Hello, who's talking to me?
Yeah, Nana, good evening. I hope you're doing well.
I'm good.
This is Ajman Joseph from tonight, Chama.
Let me hear you, my brother.
Nana, there was a time I saw a certain brother who has a degree, but we didn't know. So he was performing duty as a private security personnel. And later on, he saw a signboard, a notice, that they need somebody to occupy a certain position, which he qualified. So for the following week, we saw him dressed with coat and tie, and all of us were amazed. He said, yes, I was having a degree, but I don't have any work to do. I can't sit down and be hungry. I think these are some of the mentalities we should move with.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Nana, we need to change our attitude and be conversant with whatever. Otherwise, when we are waiting for what we intend to find, we end up doing something beyond our limits. So it's a great topic that you are facing. God bless you.
God bless you too, my brother. Hello, who's on the line?
Hello, Nana. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, my name is Richard calling from Akia.
Let me hear you, my brother.
Okay. And you see, this issue of corruption and people misbehaving here and there, okay, it's just as a result of what you are talking about, because everybody feels that I'm going to school to become a creator, to become a doctor, okay, and then for that matter, I wouldn't even try to do anything for myself. Then we go to school, graduate, come out, and there is no job. Then we'll also go on the streets to start campaigning that government should create more jobs, forgetting that if we had channeled the education we had from school, at least we would have been able to do something for ourselves, even without waiting on government to come and do anything for us. I think this conversation should be extended to every part of the nation, so that at least we would have people get something to do with their hands to create more jobs for other people. Thank you.
I thank you too very much for tuning in. Hello, who's talking to me?
Hello, Nana.
Hi.
This is John B.
John.
Nana, this is one issue I've been talking to my fellow youth about. But I'll tackle it from another angle.
Sure.
I feel our educational system is also not helping us. Yes, when you were a child, your parents or your teachers ask you, what do you want to be? Somebody says, I want to be a doctor. The moment somebody says, I want to be a carpenter, he or she is being laughed at. I think that is not a profession. Now, when I wasn't there, but history tells us that Nkrumah inculcated, the interest of skills work, which we need every day. It is not everybody who sits at the bank. It is not everybody who sits in an office with an air condition. Now, the air conditioned office or the skyscraper that you sit in, who built it? It is the artisan. We make it educationally, we make it feel like those who have skills, those who didn't go to quote unquote what we call secondary school, are not good. I think it's one of the reasons why people find it reluctant to dive into vocational work. I remember when I was in secondary school, there were a lot of people doing technical into the technical schools. I have almost about 15 of my mates going to the technical school. They are doing well now. They have their own jobs. They are not being employed by anybody. So I feel we have to tackle it from the educational aspect, edition side as well.
Thank you very much for the call. This one says, good evening. A speedy recovery to my girlfriend for life, Na Oshedu. And good evening to Okpele and Na Akpe from Odote Ni Odote Gumuadriampo. Nana, how do we train the youth in the Spartan ways when they are weekly being told The blessings of the Lord makes rich and adds no sorrow. We are actually training a batch of softies in the name of giving our children all that we didn't have growing up. This is from Odote Ni Odote. Good evening, brother, and thanks for letting me hear from you. Hello, who's talking to me?
Hello.
Hello, who's talking to me?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Tafik here.
Who? Rafik?
Tafik.
Oh, Tafik. Let me hear you.
Yeah, Nana. Good evening. I think it's a mixture of issues because the previous caller talked about our educational system, which partly I agree with. But I think it's also the mindset of the youth that are coming. Because I think, let me use myself as an example. I did procurement in tertiary, but I happen to, during my educational days, I have a little bit knowledge about repairs. So I used to repair phones of people and then make money out of it. So after that, after service, I happened to work with an IT company. Whilst with them, I took it upon myself to learn everything from how they do purchases to the end, how they sell it, how they do accounts, everything. So if there's nobody and I'm alone in the shop, I can get the item, sell it to the client, enter everything, and even I do customer service after that. So I think if you are willing to learn, you can make it. But most of them, just as you said, sense of entitlement, they have to get it because they deserve it, but they don't actually work for it. I think we need to do this military training as we suggested, which I think it will change a lot of things. Thank you.
This military thing, right? I mean, I'm not saying, this is a we are in your force, but I think they can say that, look, anybody who thinks you would want to eventually go into the civil service, you should have 6 months service or military training. So it's not compulsory. If you think you come and work with Joy FM till you retire and you're here by force, but you say one day you want to go to a ministry or ministries or something, get in there. I mean, we must start putting clauses and policies to direct people to, go the place we need them to go. Hello, who's talking to me? Brilliant topic. We need to get all our children to obtain a skill, no matter what the degree he or she holds. I supported my mom with her poultry farm till I got a job. At weekends, I'm back at the poultry farm. Today, that skills, writing, running, and SME is helping with my gardening and landscaping business. Thank you. And this is from Irene. So 0302 216 541. As I said, Stone from Koforia. Good evening, Nana. The sad truth is that parents condone the ill-gotten wealth in recent times. Kids are money-minded so badly that they are ready to quit school and go look for money by any means. May God have mercy on us. On the phones, who's talking to me?
Nana, I'm Benjamin calling from Upper East Navrongo.
Let me hear you, my brother.
Well done, Nana. You did it all. Try to advise the youth.
Yeah.
That's what I have to say for you.
Thank
you very much.
Thank you very much too, my brother. Thank you. So all of you listening to me, if you're in tertiary education, find anything legal that gives you some money. It's very important. Hello, who's talking to me?
Nana, please, this is Shwesi calling from Akwetia.
Let me hear you.
Nana, good evening. Just as a reminder, I've been watching you since the days when you were on Joy News doing PM Express. And I must say you are one great leader. Nana, please, I'll use myself as an example. I work
as a galamsey to fund myself through tertiary.
Okay.
So the idea of people being entitled, I can say that it's very real in this country. Like we were saying, from the very top to the bottom, everyone thinks as long as I have some position or anything, I should always be given something. But the problem is who is or what is perpetuating that feeling. I think that our culture is also to be blamed. We have a culture where whenever someone becomes or is given a position of responsibility, that person tends to think whoever is beneath him is supposed to serve him or provide him with something for his or her own comfort. So I think that thing, as you being chief, should also be looked at because it is also hampering us. And the bit that you said about the field of work, I tell you, when I was in the gold mining sites, what you were saying about people harassing you, going here, coming there, hey, take this, bring this petrol, it has softened me up. I tell you, very, very much. So thank you for the topic, and thank you for the great ideas you expressed.
Thank you too for tuning in and keep tuning in. Hello, who's talking to me?
Yeah, Eddie.
Eddie, let me hear you.
Yes, I think we have a problem in the country in the sense that we don't add value to what we see people doing. I believe that if we have graduates aligning themselves with this Zoom Lion program, we're going to have a very good environment. You are paying them well, and you will see the number of people who will register with Zoom Lion to do the work that we want people to do in the sense of what? Cleaning our environment. We look down upon people working with Zoom Lion that this man is a baller man. But when we go outside there, you realize that people doing this kind of Zoom Lion thing are proud in the work that they do because people value the work they do. It is unfortunate that we look down upon people when we see them doing, like, we say fitter or mechanic. So this person is a fitter. So it's like, why should I go into fitting? People should see me in my coat, in my tie, and then they will add value to whatever I'm doing. Be it, any crazy job that we go outside and you see people doing security. They leave their office jobs here, go out there in the name of schooling, and they run to do security. They get the money, they send the money back home here. And when they come back, it's like, hey, they've done a good job. They work very hard. I don't understand why in this country we don't add value to what people do, the so-called menial jobs. We don't appreciate them. It's unfortunate. Until we start appreciating people doing the menial jobs, so-called menial jobs, I think we will still be going round in circles.
Thank you very much. This one says, my son is an electrical engineer. Finished 2 years ago. Immediately got a job working at a bank. But still wakes up early in the morning to go to Agbogbloshi to sell mangoes from our farm. This is from Susan. Hustle. That's what I'm talking about. The hustle. Just any legal means I can grab if you baby out the faulty room. By all means, it gets to a point where you settle. This guy will become a big man. You won't even know where Agbogbloshi is. Won't even want to drive there anymore. But by that time, you'll be making sound decisions. Hello, who am I talking to?
Hello, Nana. My name is Manuel.
Manuel.
Yes.
Let me hear you, my brother.
Nana, I have a problem. And I want to ask how we solve this problem. Every single Monday, you come and sit here, and there are so many solutions that you give out, but it's like there's nothing happening. So what do we do? Because what you have just talked about is a solution to something that we have been suffering for years. But what do we do? It's like we are talking and talking and talking and talking. What do we do? That's my problem, Nana. What do we do?
We'll keep talking, my brother. It's better than losing hope. So we have to hang on to hope. And our parents will have to stop behaving like they are children, rather give birth to them, and should be able to say no to their children when necessary. Hello, who's talking to me?
Nana Kosi.
Nana Kosi, let me hear you.
Nana. Now, who should do the work and who should enjoy? Huh? Is it the people who do the work hands-on? They are the ones who most of the times hold the company or whatever institution, but they are the ones who are paid less. And because somebody goes through uni, gets a degree or master's, it's paid crazy. So who should do the work and who should enjoy it? It is cool. In a office or now for the actual over here, Jumano. The people who do the work are not expected. Value is not placed on them. They are paid less. So, one in Jumano now I enjoy.
Good question. But folks, you see, today I'm not necessarily talking about skills job. I think my colleagues, everybody's talking about skills job. No, what I'm saying is that while you are in university, while you are in school, ABOB school or second level 200, see, you should be able to do this. Number one, it's not every day that you attend classes. And even if it's every day, maybe weekends you are free. So during your free times, I'm saying you should by all means get something that gives you some pocket money. Rather than just sit there and just not. I find it a bit challenging. And I'm saying those who are able to find something to do, maybe you sell phone cards, maybe you help in the market, if you're fortunate enough to work in an office, whatever it is, whatever you're doing to get some money, we should not treat it as though it's a sorry story. Oh, we can be a market. Yes, that is what you have to do. As a university student, what said no? So it is not a sorry story. It is a normal story. But we have now treated it as though it's a sorry story. Oh, he mends shoes, while he was in school. So what? Mend it, make money and continue. Hello, who's talking to me?
Hi, my name's M.
Let me hear you.
Yes, I suppose I'm probably the first lady to call.
Yes, you are. You're
yes.
the first lady to call.
I schooled outside, and it was normal for people to be in university and work in a shop or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm Ghanaian anyway. Okay. So I come to Ghana, and I ask some university students, why don't they work in Accra Mall? Mm-hmm. They said, oh, auntie, how do you expect us to be store girls? And it's the mindset that has caused all of this. Because once we get a mindset that says, as long as I'm in university, I must find something to do. When I was in secondary school, sixth form, my mom had a hairdressing salon in my area, and I worked there as a student. And those were the things that toughened me and made me a better person. I learned how to manage things even in secondary school. In university, I worked. I worked in a shop. I worked cleaning. I worked doing anything just to earn my income to pay my school fees. But what do people do over here? They are not willing to do that because they think it's been beneath them. So we need to have a mindset shift from secondary school. Encourage young people to say, you can even do farming. What's wrong with university students coming together and buying land and farm and do it on a more, I would say, professional scale? Mm-hmm. Not working and doing things that, they think everything is beneath them. No, it gives you the tenacity to become the manager or the future leader that you're supposed to be. So it's a mindset shift right from secondary school to tertiary. That's what we should do.
I so much agree with you. Thank you. And Malik has sent a picture with some water tanks. Lord, that's me working at a construction site during my university days to get extra cash for fees. That's what I'm talking about. Or university. Today is like 80 cedis a day. It's 80 cedis a day. So can you imagine if you are 3 days free in a day? That's some good money in your pocket. Oh, that's good money. And when you vacate because you did so well, they'll probably, hire you more. Folks, this is a good evening, Nana. As a retired leading aircraft man of the Ghana Armed Forces with the trade classification of air traffic controller, a technical astute radio operator, and now a proud head grill chef, I'm proud of myself, and every Ghanaian must pass through the military system for discipline to be our hallmark. And this is Shem Yeboah, Bros Barbecue. Hello, who's on the phone?
And my name is Ni, and I salute you, sir.
I salute you too.
And I salute your listeners as well. Because of the work I do, I get the opportunity to meet a lot of people, especially the youth. I am a boat driver, and I keep telling people I meet that you can stand and jump, and you can squat and jump. The difference is when you squat and jump, you jump higher than you stand and jump.
Correct.
A lot of the times, our youth think you want to grow, but you want to grow from a certain point in life. Prior to my Uber driving or my Bolt driving, I worked with a media company for 13 years. I actually graduated from the university in 2004 and got the opportunity to work with that media firm. And after 13 years of working with them, all I could boast of, aside the experience I earned over the time, all I could boast of was one car, a Honda Fit. And you realize 13 years running in circles, whatever you earn, you just put it back in family, you put it back in your life, and you're not making any headway. Luckily, a colleague friend of mine introduced me to Uber, and he was doing it part-time. He started morning, early 5 a.m., we'll do it till like 8:30. We'll get to the office, do office till like 4. We'll continue Uber from 4 to like 10 p.m. and over the weekends. And he said it wasn't bad at all, so I should try it with my small car on that Fit. I also rode onto Uber to do it part-time like he was doing. And could you imagine doing it part-time? What I was earning from driving part-time was almost commensurate with what I was earning in the office. And I told myself, why should I be wasting my time doing that kind of work over 13 years with nothing to show? Let me commit a bit more time to both drive and then see what happens. I resigned the 5 years ago when I resigned from my office. The last salary I drew from the office was 3,200. It wasn't 5 years ago, it was something, but it wasn't, but I left. Could you imagine after 5 years of doing this thing, I've managed to acquire a fleet of 13. Out of that, I have my own house I live in. What I tell people is that sacrifice, hard work, diligence I put to that line of work has moved my earning level from a meager 3,000, not a meager, something good, 3,200, now to each car working for me does 500 a week. And me, myself, I can do 1,000 take home every week. It means the other 12 cars are bringing in 6,000 a week, and I could add 1,500. It means every week I'm making 7,000 in a month. That's 30,000. So after 5 years of hard work, sacrifice, and diligence, I've moved the earning level from 3,200 to 30,000, and that's a quantum leap. A lot of the youth think, me, I'm a graduate. I can't leave corporate work. I can't leave working for somebody to go and do that menial kind of, our thinking pattern. So I always say that our youth need to, stop this thing about I'm a graduate and I have a certain kind of job I should be.
And I say thank you. The good people will say amen. That was a good call to finish with. Nana tuned in as usual. Great show. I'm a secretary and that's 2 hours cleaning before I go to work, and it's fetching from ABK in Tema. Folks, let me say congratulations to newlyweds, Mr. and Mrs. Dr. and Mrs. Odue Jakun. My mom at 74 finally found love and decided to get married on Saturday. So I had to walk her down the aisle, and the priest says, "Who brings this beautiful lady for marriage?" And I said, "I do." How's life, huh? So Nanessa gets married on Saturday, 74. Founds life. Many people say, well, then we're not going to give up. So congratulations to Dr. and Mrs. Odue Ejakun. From Amonochrome, I'm sure many of you will know. But our intelligent ladies right here with the news bulletin, Mamiesi, and on the ones and twos was Abeku, and he's still going to be on the ones and twos, so don't you even touch that down. Thank you very much.